Today we are going to discuss about the solubility of solids in liquid. Students, solubility, you know what is it? It is the maximum amount of solute that can dissolve in a given amount of solvent at a given temperature, conditions and pressure. Now, the first factor on which the solubility of solid is going to depend is the nature of solute and solvent. Student, nature of solute and solvent. Here we are going to apply the rule light dissolve, light rule. Light dissolves, light rule. That is, if it is a polar solute, it will dissolve in a polar solvent, and if it is a non-polar solute, it will dissolve in a non-polar solvent. That is, polar solute dissolves in polar solvent. Now students, we have already discussed that dissolves, that is the dissolution process. Right? Dissolution. Now here I want to add that the dissolution process, it is going to depend upon two factors. One is the interaction between solute and solvent, and the second is the hydrogen bonding. Student, interaction between solute and solvent, here we will apply that light dissolve light rule, that is the polar solute will dissolve in polar solvent, right, and the non-polar solute will dissolve in non-polar solvent. But if you take the example of sugar, when sugar is added into water, right, sugar is a non-polar solute and water is a polar solvent. So why is it so that sugar dissolves in water? So in that case, this is second one, that is the hydrogen bonding. So such a type of solute, right, which being non-polar dissolve in a polar solvent, there is a formation of hydrogen bond between the polar, non-polar solute and the polar solvent. Right? So, example here we can have sugar dissolves in water, or urea dissolves in water. Right? There will be formation of hydrogen bond. So, if we take this is the sugar unit, right, and it is going to form the hydrogen bond with this water molecule. Right, now student, second factor is the temperature. Now the temperature plays an important role during the dissolution process, right. So here we have to discuss two conditions. One is the endothermic and another is the exothermic process. So let's discuss the first one. If the process is endothermic in nature, that is, if the dissolution process is endothermic in nature. So let's take this here, the reaction solute, we are adding it in the solvent, and if the solution which has been formed takes the heat, that means it requires the heat. So here the forward direction reaction, it is endothermic in nature. So student, in this case, if we increase the temperature, so if we increase temperature, what will happen? Just to get the added temperature consumed, right, or just to neutralize the change which has been brought in this process, what will happen? The extra added heat will be consumed and the reaction is going to proceed in the forward direction, that is, it is going to favor the dissolution process. Now, increase in temperature, right, favors the dissolution in accordance to Le Chatelier's principle. Right? So, in the equilibrium unit in class 11, we have discussed the Le Chatelier's principle. So, what does Le Chatelier's principle state? That once an equilibrium has been attained, right, and at that time, the temperature, pressure, concentration, these all fact volume, right, these values becomes constant. But if we change any of these factors, right, that time the equilibrium is readjustable, right? So just to get that change decreased or just to counteract the change which has been brought, right, the equilibrium will shift in the required direction, either in the forward direction or in the backward direction. So in this process, since this process is an endothermic process, so when we bring the change in the temperature, right, by increasing it, so forward direction process is endothermic in nature, right? Hence, more of the solute will get dissolved in the solvent so that the extra added heat gets consumed. Right? Now, the second case, student, is if the process is exothermic in nature. This was about the endothermic. Now, if the process is exothermic in nature, so exothermic process means that the heat will be released when the solute is added in the solvent. So this is solute plus solvent. So the solution which is being formed, the heat is getting released. It's an exothermic process. So in this process, on increasing temperature, so what do you think? The dissolution process, that the forward direction reaction, is it requiring that heat? No. Why? Because how we can guess it? Why it is not requiring the heat? Because the heat is getting liberated out. Right? So it means that the forward direction, that is dissolution process, will not require that heat which is being provided from outside. So the extra added heat, how it is going to consume? It will just shift toward the backward process. So on increasing temperature, the dissolution process slows down. And this is again in accordance to Le Chatelier's principle. Right, student? This was about the effect of temperature on the solubility of the solid in a liquid. Now, student, there is one more factor which doesn't play any significant role, that is effect of pressure. Right? So, pressure don't have any significant effect on solubility of solid in liquid. Right? Why is it so? Because generally the solids are incompressible, so there will be no significant effect on the solubility of the solid in liquid on increasing or decreasing the pressure. Right? Here I want to add one more thing, that whenever the solute, right, gets added into the solvent, right, there are two energies which are getting involved. One is the solvation energy, student, and second is the lattice energy. Right? So lattice energy, when it is getting less than the solvation energy, then only the solute will get dissolved in the given solvent. In case of water, student, it is the solvation energy is known as the hydration energy. Right? So to get the solute dissolved in the solvent, its hydration or its solvation energy should exceed the lattice energy, then only the ions will be pulled from their crystal lattice and it will get dissolved in the water or a solid. Right? This is all about the solubility of solid in liquid. Student, next is the solubility of gases in liquid. We have discussed Henry law in our previous class. Now, one more factor that is there, that is the effect of temperature. Right? So, that we will discuss that effect of temperature, that is whenever a gas is a solute and it is getting dissolved in a liquid. So, on rising the temperature, the dissolution of gas decreases. Right? For now, it is this much, that the solubility of solid in liquid.